What's going on?
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Can you see me? Can you see me now?
I can see you. I can hear you.
All right. As long as I'm not frozen and as long as you can hear me, we're ready to go. I'm
Holy
ready
cow.
to do a show.
This is week 3. This is fantastic.
I know. Week 3. We are season 2, episode 9. This is Transworld Live. If you didn't already know, if you have not done so, make sure you're subscribing to us on the medium of your choice. This is going to be a crazy show. Chris, you're killing it, my friend. Killing it.
We're trying to just stack the deck with amazing people that the fans want to hear from.
I just can't even believe it. Like a couple of viewers have already logged on. They know the drill. They're saying hi, hello. Hello, party people. Hey, Keith, how are you? Tell me about everything, Chris. Let's get started. Let's just jump
first,
right in.
Like, I know we can't see out the windows, but like this might be the first show that the sun is still barely visible, and it was over 80 degrees in Chicago today. So that was the first time all year.
Oh my God, it was like 76 here in New York. So we're like getting there. We're getting there. I've got a little bit of a sun-kissed skin.
I noticed.
Yeah, it's a little burn, you know.
Were we hanging out in the Hamptons this weekend?
Oh yeah, you know. close, but you know. Yeah, but no, we're getting our glow on because in just a few weeks we're gonna be out going on vacation together.
Heck yes.
Chicago.
It's gonna be fantastic. Oh my gosh.
I can't wait. Chris, I heard a little rumor about this Friday.
This Friday is a special day for the year of 2022.
Yeah. Especially if you're a hunter and you didn't know this, like myself, until I read the show notes. And I was like, no way.
Yeah. I could not believe it myself. I had to check to make sure I wasn't wrong because I didn't want to be that guy that's like, oh, yeah, we're right. And someone in the comments like, no. But yeah, do you want to tell our fans?
Okay, I'll tell our fans. All right.
Okay.
So you can tell the next story, okay? But if you guys didn't already know, or this is a fun fact actually for your haunt pages or social media, this Friday is the 13th. Friday the 13th. It's the only Friday the 13th in 2022.
That's it.
Mind blown.
That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We all need to be using that in our marketing. And then also really battening down the hatches if you're superstitious like myself and just being aware 100%. That things could get a little crazy this Friday.
No black cats, no ladders.
Yeah, right?
We're staying away. Yeah, 100%.
Chris, are you going to haunts this weekend?
I am actually. We have a couple of different ones in Chicago that are opening, and it's a good excuse to get out and enjoy the good weather and try to, stave off any masked killers. So.
Love it. All right. So the next thing that we definitely have to talk about, Chris, is I know that I have been anxiously awaiting this. Should be like breaking news at this point. We'll say breaking news. Chris finally has the lowdown and the story on the lemons.
We do. So for those that have been watching, we've been kind of asking a lot of questions about this lemon story.
Well, they started throwing lemons at us.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
And for those that don't know, like if you saw some mysterious lemons just popping up at Transworld this year, like we were left here on the show going, well, what's this all about? Yeah. We have no clue, right? So I talked to somebody that that wants to remain anonymous. But I will say that the version of the story has to do with playing bartender at a private gig right before Transworld had started. And this specific person brought garnishes with them. And someone pocketed one. Again, I may be fabricating, so if they're listening, I may be
We'll let you add a little sparkle to this story.
One of the two details, but it managed to make it into one of the haunted attractions that was on the Transworld pre-tour, where it started making its way mysteriously into the halls of the operating haunted attraction. And so then it transferred from there all the way to St. Louis, and instead of one, it was dozens everywhere, like a crazy Easter egg hunt.
Oh my God, I don't want to sour your story, but that sounds like...
I like what you did there.
I was going to say, it sounds like it got itself in a little bit of a pickle. Just kidding. I like how
So-
you squeezed it in there. All right, we're gonna be here all night just talking about
That's
lemons,
awesome.
but really, we've got a ton to talk about, and I'm gonna take this one because I'm more excited, I think, than you are. I'm just kidding.
No,
We're
listen,
both
I'm
excited.
so excited.
All right, you ready?
Let's
Transworld,
do it.
we have a major announcement. This is breaking news, everybody. We are just about a month away. So 1 month from now, you will all be in Chicago with us, right?
Yes.
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 Yep. Okay.
Yes.
All of us are going to Chicago together. It's going to be like a giant party. We're going to call it Midwest Haunters Convention. And then
Love that name.
I love it. We're going to do it. It's happening.
Jen, we got to hire her.
Done. Sold. But Chris, tell us what to expect over the next hour-ish or so. I'm gonna overcommit and just say we're gonna be here longer than an hour, probably. I don't think we're gonna be able to stuff it all in. I mean, these episodes are just so great. They just really are. Chris, take it away. Tell us
when we started the series for the Road to MHC, we knew we didn't have a lot of weeks. So we had to bring in all the great people. And it might be a little bit longer show, but we promise you're going to love every second of it. So
this is like the all-star team. Like, I feel like you're like about to announce the baseball lineup of like, you know.
And starting in left field. I love this. So every show we've kind of been focusing on a different angle, and tonight's show is going to focus more on our amazing exhibitors. And so we know that for Transworld, all those exhibitors come to make sure that they make all kinds of great sales and market their products to owners. But MHC is all about all of these amazing actors from all over the place. And so we have some amazing vendors that are going to be bringing all of their wares. And these are kind of some all-stars that I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be familiar with.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
So we're going to start, of course, with Haunt Royalty, as they are the king and queen, Mr. and Mrs. Ed and Marsha Edmonds of Distortions Unlimited.
Hi, guys.
Hey, what's going on there? Oh, man. See, now they're ready to
I wish
party.
Ed could make it to be with us tonight.
Marsha, so how is it being on the webcast without Ed?
Look at
who is this guy?
I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. How are you?
Great.
How is Greeley?
Good. Yeah, crazy. We are just swamped making monsters. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, that's a good predicament to be in.
It is.
And a wonderful pun for all of our viewers that certainly know Ed and Marsha from their Travel Channel series, Making Monsters.
I was abducted, but I just escaped.
Oh, good. I'm so glad you could join us.
Ed's back.
Yay.
Yes.
Hello, guys.
Thank you so much for being with us. This is awesome. So how is Greeley right now? I mean, obviously, Colorado's got a lot more snow than we deal with, but did you see some nice temperatures today?
Oh, it's 70, 80 right now, so it's beautiful.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nicole and I were going to bring some pina coladas to the show, but we didn't know, we're going to save that for MHC. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, certainly everybody should know them, of course, from being Distortions Unlimited, and of course their incredibly storied lineage with the haunted attraction industry. If I can ask, guys, what was your first experience? What made you want to get involved in this crazy world?
Oh boy. Well, I don't know if you want. How far do you want to go back?
As far back
as
as
you everything, Ed. We want to know it all.
Tell you just quickly. It for me, and everybody's got their trigger. My trigger was in 3rd grade, and somebody brought in a famous monster magazine, and on the cover was 20 Million Miles to Earth, the Ray Harryhausen stop motion creature, beautifully painted. And on the back, I flipped it over. It didn't matter what was in the inside. It was the Don Post Mass, and that was it. That was the moment it started. And so like 10 years later, here we are.
10 years later.
10 years. Just 10 years.
40, 42. But, we're really excited to be going back to Rosemont.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
That's where it all started.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, in 82 maybe?
Oh, no.
83?
I don't know. I know anyway, I was at the first
80s.
or second one. We've been there since the beginning, I think.
Well, can I add a follow-up to that, if you don't mind? How has the show, how has Transworld changed since your first couple of years to now?
It was radically different. You know, it was, of course, a party and houseware show or something. And and the Halloween part of it was in a room, I don't know, like maybe the size of our offices. Very, very small. It was just kind of a little tucked away. And in fact, I accidentally went in that room. I don't know, maybe it was 10, 15 years ago. And it's like, oh, this is it. This is where it started. It was like, oh, wow, it's nothing. But yeah, it's totally radically transformed.
I can't even imagine.
Yeah. So now, sorry. You guys seem to be on the cutting edge of trade shows, right? And you guys have been there since the beginning. Can you compare the first few Transworlds and even MHCs to the most recent Transworld and MHCs?
Well,
how has it changed? How has it grown? Tell us the details.
Are you talking the haunt side of it, or
yes? We'll go with the haunt
side of it.
There was no haunt. It was cardboard skeletons, and we brought some of our masks and had them on the little plastic shelves you stacked together. We were showing with Morris on styrofoam heads. It was. And we're putting together catalogs with Xerox machines and just, it's black and white stapled. It was so radically different to what it is today. You can't really make a comparison. It's like riding a horse versus driving a Lamborghini. I mean, that's the difference.
If they could see you now, like even if you're yourself, then you'd be like, wait, what? We're doing what? With what?
But 1995, we brought the electric chair, and that's kind of when the animatronic side kind of really got going.
Yeah.
And it started getting kind of crazy. And then the retail guys, the retail vendors, they kind of wanted to separate from the haunt guys a little bit at that time. So, that kind of happened then. There was a little bit of a split. And,
big split.
Yeah. And
there was animosity.
Grew.
They were wanting to sit down at tables and take orders and have it quiet. And were wanting to smoke and have screaming monsters. And really, I think it was a mistake for retail. It didn't hurt the haunt at all, but I think it got a little bit kind of the excitement left with the haunters when they separated. And I mean, still a great show and everything, but it's just, I think the magic left with the scary guys.
Well, speaking of magic, what can we expect from you guys for 2022 at MHC?
Well, we're bringing a mutant, which was actually it was like the most popular, I would say, of our stuff at Transworld. So Crazy Mutant will be there.
Pumpkin Stalker.
The Pumpkin Stalker stuff, all the pumpkin stuff. We haven't done anything new since Transworld. We're just swamped.
I'm sure.
Well, we could release some things. We don't dare because we're trying to get caught up. And I'll say this, that Transworld show literally was triple what one of our best years would have been. I mean, it was so unreal that we couldn't, I would get like one bathroom break during the show, no lunch breaks, we'd just go by the curtain and, grab us something to drink.
I think everyone really was in the same condition, seemed to be. Really.
Yeah, there was something was going on that was magic.
I was honored to be given an opportunity to interview you both for Transworld Live and to get you guys, just to give a little bit of behind the scenes. Like, it is crazy how many fans you have from probably all corners of the world, and your aisle was mobbed, and it was just so awesome to see everyone, pay their respects and see the amazing products that you guys have.
Well, it was fun. It's super fun seeing everyone.
It is. It's such a neat thing to get, and it's like this one time a year you get to see all these people, and then it's, it's over, and you just gotta wait a year.
Till MHC.
Well,
I felt like this year went too fast. Like it was so jam packed, and it was just great.
yeah. It was an amazing show. I've asked people what happened, what, and nobody really has an answer, right? I don't know either, but it was great. Whatever happened was good.
But then
That's
now we have a short year. It's coming in February, so
yeah. We don't have much time. We have
time. Yeah.
So speaking of this year, sorry, Chris, do you want to take this one?
No, you're
okay. All right, sorry, I get too excited. What is your favorite new product for 2022?
Well, mine's the mutant.
Probably the mutant, yeah.
Both consecutively the same one.
The clowns were super cool too, and very well received. And we were really liking them. We kind of went a different direction than traditional clowns, and we were trying to do a Shocktronic without an actor. And so we came up with that. This was Marsha's idea. And we were just not, I had an old Puppet Theater soundtrack and I cut it, and Marsha and I were like, eh. So we contacted, what's his name? Chris. Yeah. And he does Hollywood scores. And we spent money to use that song that I'd ever spent for any song ever. But it was worth every penny. It's just an incredible, I think it's called Clown Funeral or something. Oh my gosh, it's so perfect. And we got so many people with that thing. It was great. But the mutant, it would take off and people like, whoa, he's violent. And then when he'd start spitting on people, the face is priceless.
However, the clown, we are changing a cylinder on him just for you guys that bought the clown, because he's going to be coming out a little faster. So that'll be fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we did not do Shocktronics this year because of COVID still. So maybe next year we'll do some of those.
See, you're getting a preview right here, everybody.
Yeah. We love them, and we love the scaring people. And the goal this year was to try to scare people without an actor, which is very hard to do, actually. And we felt like we succeeded to a certain degree, but you can't beat a real actor in timing and scaring people.
I couldn't agree more. Obviously, you guys are known for that electric chair that you brought in 95. Is that the best-selling prop from your entire catalog, or is there something else that
sells well, but I wouldn't say the best?
No, not now, but throughout our history, as far as an expensive piece, it would definitely be. The first year, I thought we'd sell 6 because it was more expensive than anything that had been in the industry. This is way back in 95, 96 or something. And we sold 200 the first year.
Oh my God.
Those went out across the country, and they were like, now this is all by accident. This isn't any plan. We're not brilliant. We just made this thing, thought it was cool, took it to the show. But what happened was people bought them, even though it was crazy priced and things. It was like $3,800 back then. And they bought them and brought them in, and the papers came out, and the word of mouth went out, and people's attendance doubled and tripled. And so the animatronic age began with that product. Again, accidentally, I thought we'd sell 6. I had no idea, but it was time. The industry was ready.
But all the heads came off on that first batch. Yes, we didn't have, we've since changed it, of course. We have reinforced neck in there, but at first it was just latex and foam, and those heads
we had tested it long enough to know that, and so we had to replace those bodies at our expense and pay shipping. Oh
my gosh, that's nice of you.
Well, no, it's not. But the thing is, we needed to do that. And we've since actually that helped us to really make stuff strong, because that hurt so bad that we like. Okay, these things, we got to make them strong because we can't have that again. But I didn't care. It was such a great, and the people were so good about it. They'd say, man, if it could throw the head off every time, it would be great, but they're very kind.
I just want to point out a very important comment from one of our
Yep.
commenters.
Yep.
If you've heard of him, his name is Alan Hops. He would like you to know he
Alan,
wants to
God,
be
look at
Ed
this guy.
when he grows up.
What? What was that?
Oh, dude, you need some counseling.
Hi, Alan.
Hi.
Love this.
Oh, we love Alan. He comes out to Monster Day and just drives people crazy. It's a wonderful time.
Now,
He and his gang, he comes out with a whole gang
yeah,
It's a gaggle.
Yeah.
a gaggle of folks.
of tall monsters.
All right, so what I'm hearing is that we need to all go out to Monster Day. Chris, you in?
Yes.
I'm in. Let's
I
go.
want to go.
Let's go.
You guys are so
I
welcome.
wanted to the last couple of
I
years.
will warn you, it's just a 6-hour party. But
Okay.
it's one of those things that, we just had this idea. I actually stole it, the Don Post book that Lee Lambert wrote. In there was this Monster Days that Don Post did with Forrest Ackerman and stuff. And I thought, you know what? Let's try it. And I went to the city, and amazingly, they were so great. In fact, I wore that costume that I had on at the start, just to show them what it's like to have a monster on the streets. And so we were meeting in a restaurant. I walk in, and everybody had a laugh and took pictures. And I sat down ready to do the sales pitch, and they had Chamber, really welcoming, DA, everybody was there. And they go, well, what are we doing? There was no sales pitch. And at that moment, I thought I've done something wrong because I've got myself into something, but they've been great. And it's really a lot of fun. It's kind of a weird, just grassroots thing.
Nicole, it looks like this is like August 20th. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay, we're going.
We're going. We got to figure it out. We
Oh,
got
that's
to tickets now.
wonderful.
Come on out.
We would love that.
Let's do this.
Yes.
All right, so I want to turn this show a little bit more personal if you guys are ready for it. And we're going to ask you a question that might not be all smiles and wonderfulness, but
Yes.
people still want to know. Do you have any props or products that didn't go over as well as you think they would?
At Transworld?
Just in general. Is there like one memorable one that you were like, maybe Marsha, you were like, I was in love with it, or Ed, you were like, it's going to be everything, and then it got to the show floor, it got to the market, and it was.
We've had quite a few over the years.
I find that hard, but
And this year, not so much.
This year, we kind of lucked out. I don't know. We were firing on all cylinders, and
but
which is very stressful because now it's like everybody will be like, "Oh, what are they coming up this year?"
Yeah.
Expecting us to repeat the feat. But
we've had some big failures over the years.
yeah, well, things have broken during the show, and things that we thought were just neatsy coolsy, people just kind of, you know. It honestly, it's like you come up with 10 things, and maybe one or two do well, and the rest of them are so-so, and then you usually have a couple of flops. But we've been fortunate lately. I don't know why exactly, but I can't think of a particular flop. We had a thing in a barrel that.
Oh, that was
liked.
bad. Yeah, I don't know.
It came out of a barrel, and in fact, it ate this. It's funny, I still have this, but it came out of the barrel and bit this little kitten. Maybe that's what the problem was. It was cat lovers hated it, but it was an alien to come out and bite the kitten. And
I don't know.
We've come up with some serious clunkers over the years, but yeah, this year we were fortunate not to, and we brought back some blasts from
Old
the past.
stuff, yeah.
Well, with amazing folks like yourselves, obviously from the beginning of your entire storied career to even to today, like you stand by your work and you make quality things that people stand behind. So that's just awesome, and we applaud you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We
So
try.
with all of that excitement, there is something really special. Not only are we partying in Rosemont this year at MHC, but Ed, I think it's time, and Nicole and I kind of talked about this ahead, we are going to bring you and talk about this amazing event that you're going to do on Saturday on the main stage. You guys call it the Rock Speed painting demonstration. Can you tell us about this amazing event that's been billed as 20 masks in 10 minutes?
Yeah. Well, there's plenty of people that do better stuff than us, and so forth. But our claim to fame is speed, because we have to make so many things. And so, I've learned to paint masks and props quickly. And so we started it at Monster Day with 10 masks in 10 minutes. And I can tell you that every time it's down to the wire. In fact, during the COVID thing, I failed. I didn't make it. So it's not for sure. But then so I get on stage and paint these things and live. And then as I'm painting, I'm throwing out these rubber balls, and whoever catches them can bring the ball up, and we give them the mask. So the mask.
I'll be in the front row. I'm ready.
Yeah.
It's just, and I try to get them to crank the music. So it's just a rock and roll, stupid, paint the mask. I'm a little worried about being indoors, because we're normally outdoors with the spray cans and things, but
That's all right, Ed. We'll clean up after you.
well,
We'll do everything.
We got you.
by the time it hits the ground, it's dry. It shouldn't be bad, but we'll see if the police haul me off, like the the Beatles on the roof thing, where you get hauled off because we're making a mess. But it's fun, and people enjoy it, and it's I don't know. I enjoy it too. It's just a goofy thing to do, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah, they're kind of simple masks, but still fun.
But still doing it all, like, this is going to be incredible. I cannot wait. Like, I'm not joking. I hope to God I'm not working somewhere else.
Maybe
Send me
you'll
in the front
catch
row.
a ball.
That's right.
Yes,
I'll aim for you.
exactly. All right.
Love it.
We have a really great question from one of our audience members. Does one person design it all the way through, or is it combined effort?
It is
And then,
definitely combined.
Definitely.
okay. And then the follow-up question of that is, are there any disagreements as to what it should do or what it should be?
Oh yeah,
Always.
always.
But that's makes it better when we, because if you I got this idea and you make it, but when your idea is challenged and you have to justify it, and then changes are made, and it goes all the way through, and sometimes there's production changes that have to happen to take it through and make it a viable product.
Yeah, and the design is not just us. I mean, we're involved all the time, but designs come from other places. We have artists that come in. Our crew helps design. There's lots of back and forth. The best designs go back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
Between a lot of people and a lot of disagreements and a lot, it's a process. It's not a one person thing.
No. And every year we'll have a meeting, get the whole crew, and we will have libations and snacks, and we will come up, everybody brings ideas, and so it's very much but we've done this in the past and it wasn't very successful. The team that we've built over, most of the guys are over 20 years with us, is amazing. And they come up with really good ideas. And it's kind of fun to be able to do so much with such a small crew.
You have quite an amazing staff, we have to say, to be able to put out all of that work.
Very, very fortunate.
We do.
It's awesome. It's awesome. I think we have a little bit more. We have one more question, I think, coming from the audience that Nicole is.
Yes. Well, really quick, Chris, I saw it a couple times. Do you know what time that is going to be on Saturday?
I do.
I don't even know this.
This is an exclusive. 2:15 on Saturday.
Okay.
2:15 on Saturday. So,
all right.
Oh my God, I love that. All right. So I do have one last question that came across that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm dying to know this as well. How do you both celebrate on Halloween night?
Oh, you're going to be so disappointed.
Well,
No, why?
Last Halloween we were at Dick Van Dyke's, and we've done
that's
that.
true.
Nothing. No, just at Dick's. Not a problem.
Well, we've done that for a few years. We kind of go out, help set his stuff up and so forth. So we do that, but if we're not there, like previous to that, if we're here, we're like really boring. Sometimes we go home and we shut the lights out.
Yeah, we turn the lights out. We don't even hand out candy. We're like Santa Claus on December 26th. And that really disappoints people because people say, oh, you must decorate your yard and stuff. We are so beat down that but we're happy. But it's
yes. You know what, Ed and Marsha, I get the same thing in my neighborhood. People are like, really? I cannot believe your house is not done up to the nines. I'm like, are you kidding me? You can come and see our house.
You're like, done.
Oh yeah, I'm a little ashamed of that, but it is true. We've been going out to Dick Van Dyke's. He's so wonderful, and we love helping him out. And I don't know, that makes it fun. That makes Halloween fun for us and him.
Yeah, I love that. That is so incredible. I feel honored to know that answer. So thank you.
I don't think we can get any better than that.
I know.
Well, that wasn't what I was thinking, but the last few years have been pretty special with Dick.
That's awesome, guys.
He's a monster lover. You guys know that? He's a super monster lover. He's been doing this for 50 years.
Oh yeah.
Now I learned that because on last Transworld Live before Transworld in March, you guys shared that amazing fact with me and sent me down a huge rabbit hole to find as many things on the internet as I could.
Yeah.
Because he's one of my family's favorite actors.
Oh
so
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah.
Mine too. Yeah. This is the thing about this industry is these opportunities come up and you I don't know, there's just something about it that you end up meeting amazing people that, that I looked up to as a kid, and it's like, how am I at Dick Van Dyke's house? What is that? How's that? How am I sitting here talking to Alice Cooper? And I was a radical Alice Cooper nerd. And at one point, he's in the office singing "Brutal Planet," which was the name of our haunted house, the song "Brutal Planet," and to a CD that Shep had brought in that nobody had heard yet. It was the final cut, and I'm like, how could that possibly happen? How could that? So yeah, it's the industry and this world we live in provides a lot of crazy opportunities.
Wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. Nicole and I are kind of commenting. We have a production feed here, not trying to get behind the scenes. We need to do a whole talk. Like, this is so cool.
Yeah, I just want like a mid-season debrief with Ed and Marsha and just like hear all the stories. And like, Robert, can you write that down? I think we just gotta sit down, maybe with some margaritas for ourselves in like July, and just talk to you guys all the way through, get all the information, because I love hearing these stories. And
we should do that. It should be an adult beverage show. Everybody that watches, tunes in, they have to have an adult beverage, and we'll all sit around. Because as the stories get weaker, they're so drunk, it'll all be good.
Good to talk to you guys.
Yes.
And hello, everybody out there.
Yes, hello, everybody.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see on the side here. You'll have to go back and read these. I mean, we've got everybody in the industry kind of commenting and loving all that you do and thanking you and shouting out and saying hello. And yes, happy hour with Ed and Marsha. I'm in. I'm already in right now.
We got to play. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's great. And also, I don't know if you know this individual. His name is Tater, and he's wondering how
I've heard of this
fog vendor can get an invite to Dick Van Dyke.
Yes. Hi, Tater.
We're all going to be leading the Alan Brady parade around here.
Right.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure. I cannot wait to see you both at MHC with all of the great products and so many great things. I definitely want you guys to go back through or stick on the feed and definitely read some of these. I wish we could have read every single one of them because these comments are incredible. They really are.
So nice.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, but definitely stick around because we got a lot more show left and some of your friends.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Wow. What?
That was incredible.
Oh my gosh.
It was.
Holy cow.
Oh my God. I could have done that forever. Chris, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. It cut it a little bit in now, but I can still hear you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to turn my audio off for a second. I'm going to let you talk.
No
and
way.
introduce our next guest, and hopefully this will be reset.
We have some amazing guests tonight. We still have 3 more guests to everybody that's here, but we're really, really excited for our second guest tonight. He is Mr. Michael Chaille from Ghost Ride Productions. Welcome, Michael. How are you?
How's it going?
Good, good. Thank you for being with us.
Great to hear all the stories from Ed and Marsha. Wow.
I think that's one of the special things about a platform like this and an industry like ours, where we get a chance to meet people from all different generations, all different backgrounds, and to be able to share those experiences. It's just mind-blowing to hear, like, they're just hanging out with Alice Cooper and Dick Van Dyke. You know, that's pretty awesome.
Well, a lot of us as vendors, we only see you guys, once or twice a year, but there's a ton of uphill push just to get to the show, and then after the show, obviously. So, and there's a few of us that are vendor friends, and we get to kind of share some war stories and stuff. So we all go through about the same thing, which is unbelievable. We never talk about it, and then all of a sudden we start cracking some beers, and it's like, oh man, I wasn't in that boat by myself. So
it's such a family, and I think that's the amazing part, and it brings everybody from every corner of the world really together to share in our love of Halloween.
Sure.
It's awesome.
Well, and I think everybody forgets that it's like a marathon, right? That people don't realize that in January, in February, and March, you're not just sitting there, just like you're not sitting there right now, just waiting for somebody. You're like,
well, I am just sitting here right now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But my shop just closed. We close at 7:00 at night. So they just left. So
well, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So excited. So how was your Transworld experience this year? We kind of reflected with Ed and Marsha, and we know you've been around the block a lot of times. How would you talk about this year's Transworld?
This was our 23rd Transworld, so about half of the business that Ed and Marsha have been doing. But we started, our first Transworld was in 2000. So we've seen a lot. We went through that transition from Chicago. We got to be part of the Chicago Rosemont, which was a great experience. That's where we kind of cut our teeth. Then we went to, Vegas for 1 year. I think it was in 2007, and then in 2008, we came to St. Louis, and so it was a growth experience like no other. But mainly because Transworld was smart enough as we transitioned away from the retail and wholesale end, which that was always a very confusing situation. But when Transworld transitioned to St. Louis and said, we need to talk to the vendors, what do they want? Because it was always very exclusionary. It'd be like we'd show up at the show and we wouldn't know anything, or we would have all these new rules and packets, and it was everything that it was so bad that we just kind of got used to the beatings, So then Jen gets involved, and we all start getting involved with, hey, this one show where we were getting up to 50 to 60 to 70% of our business. Why shouldn't we have a little bit more, conversation with how the show should go, where it could be, what's going on? And Jen was very open. And I think the only real trade show that has, non-paid board members that come in and advise her on, hey, this is what's going on, and this is what we'd like to see. So I take it very seriously, and so do the other board members, because we not only do want a good show, but we want people to be on the show floor so we can show them what we've been doing for the last year. So it was a good year for us.
Incredible.
The halls were just, obviously every aisle was just packed with people, and no different than your entire exhibit, which felt like an entire block long. I mean, it was just huge, but people were just swarming.
At one point, I came to shop, and everything was full. Everybody was, I'm like, all right, I got to come back to Ghost Ride in a little bit. Everything was just so busy, which is amazing.
It goes in waves. It's really strange. It's like the very first thing, and this wasn't planned, but we're at the left when you come in, and we're between the dark zone. And so everybody goes to the dark zone. And so it's kind of, people either pass us to go to the dark zone or they make their way back. But so there's always this really big wave at first, and we're used to it. But that wave doesn't stop until maybe about 1 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So we're in there just answering questions, just kind of going gangbusters for 2 or 3 hours. And it seems like it's 5 o'clock, but it's only been 2 or 3 hours. And we're just fortunate with that positioning that we've had, that a lot of people go by us 3 or 4 times. But that that position's no longer there. We're no longer going to be able to be in that location. So we're changing it for 23 considerably. So
breaking
news. You heard it here first, folks.
Backbreaking probably, because it looks like we're going to go from 7 booths to 10 next year.
Wow.
So
wow.
We'll see what we can do.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
That's insane.
That is incredible.
Yeah. And we are planning right now. I mean, people don't know this, but Jen and Rich put together a little show, or after the show on Sunday, we all get together for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes and talk about, the do's and don'ts, what was good, what was bad, and mainly how are we going to do the next show. So it's fresh in our minds, literally at Sunday at 5:00.
Yeah.
So it's really
that's
fresh
incredible. And you know what? And thank you for that. Thank you. And other vendors, because I know how hard that is. And I had a booth this year, but I had all of my employees working it, and even just that drain at that point, and having to be productive, that's incredible. And that's a huge thing that you guys do for our industry. So thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah. Sunday, 2:00, time to go home, right?
Yeah. Right. And you're
Pick
like,
up
no,
the stuff and go.
That's how the show progresses. And that's because of you and the entire board. So thank you.
So,
well, it is our business. And so we want a hand in it. So,
yeah. So speaking of your business and speaking of booths, what can we expect at MHC from you guys this year?
Yeah.
Well, at MHC, we're bringing a lot of showcase stuff. So there's going to be stuff that's pre-sold at the show. And so anybody that's in Chicago, if they've bought from us, we're going to bring it and we're going to showcase it. But then I was talking to Jen and I said, well, we probably want to bring some stuff. And in the past, we brought up to 2,000 pounds of just seconds or air bubbles in a head or something like that. And we've done that, but it takes a lot of effort to do that. It just looks like we're just dumping stuff out on tables, but we kind of go through it. We try to do what we can. But because of the success of the trade show this year at Transworld, and because Jen was wondering if we were going to be able to bring anything, I think we're going to bring a bunch of custom one-off stuff.
Ooh.
So, and these are things that, like, okay, so maybe there's a jaw missing right here. Well, we put in a jaw bone, and then we add more blood and gore, and then we make it actually a unique piece. And now our heads go for, without any gore or anything like that, the heads usually go for about $220. No hair, just straight. Okay. Yeah. And that's expensive, but it's Ghost Ride business these days. But we could take that head that we'd normally toss or sell. We can take that and make it into a unique piece that might just fit in with what you're doing. And we'll have those at a considerably less price. Wow. And so there are some molds that we have here that we don't use the heads on. And so we have a surplus of those heads. And so those will probably be making their way to Transworld. In fact, I got one. This wasn't set up. This one right here. So he's kind of burned.
Oh, he's handsome.
Something that came out of the mold that was just, it's not going to work or whatever. So we messed around with that, and then we're able to bring that to the show. And instead of being $220, it's going to be in the $100 range, and it could be something you can use, for a hand prop, an actor, to finish off something. But it's anybody's guess. It's kind of like a grab bag on what we're going to have. Like probably a week before the show, we'll have a pallet that's just filled with a bunch of stuff, and we'll try to get that stuff done and sent off to the MHC. So while we're doing our Transworld orders, so
exciting! Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome.
Go ahead.
Oh no, please.
Well, I was going to say that I think what we could probably do is if we're going to try to increase the subscribers on this, anybody after this moment right now, since I announced that
right now,
if they subscribe, Chris, you'll collect those names, and somebody from that group, we will send them a severed head for free. Everything's free on it. A custom severed head from Ghost Ride, and and we'll ship it anywhere in the United States. It's got to be the U.S. I can't go international. But we'll do that for anybody that is subscribing, because I know I'm looking at this nav bar. There's a lot of people on here, a lot more than 73. So let's get people subscribed. Chris, you take care of that on your end, where you pick somebody out, whoever's subscribed, and we'll go ahead and send them that. And we'll contact them. We'll give them some T-shirts and some swag. I mean, we had magnets this year and coasters and all that stuff. But we'll really we'll dress up the box, and we want to get people to subscribe to this, because this is really a good way of getting information out to people that really love these shows.
All right, so folks, the way to subscribe right now, you're going to go to Facebook. You're going to search Transworld Live. It is a group. You're going to go ahead and you are going to click join. And on that join, once you've done that, you have become one of our subscribers as soon as we let you in. On Transworld Live on YouTube, you're going to head on over and you're going to not only click the like button, the thumbs up, but you're going to hit the subscribe button. That's very important. I'm on Facebook. Do I subscribe to something? Yes, Sean, you're going to head to Facebook groups. Up at the top, search it, Transworld Live. It is a group. And if you look right below in the comments, the subscribe information is going to be coming in. Yes, in like Flynn, absolutely. You definitely want to be in this group. It's really important. This is where we give away more surprises as the show comes along.
So I was number 73. So anybody over 73, that's who we're going to reward.
Check the phone. So. Look at that. Look at that. I've got notifications.
Robert is
all sorts of people. Oh, and I've got friend requests too. Hi, friend.
Robert is our Mr. Wizard. He's going to help us identify everybody after 8:45 Central.
Okay. And, and the T-shirts that we have, Ghost Ride doesn't sell T-shirts. We only give them away to our customers at Transworld. That's it. So when you see those shirts, that's it. You have to be a customer. And I want to kind of instill that, because it's, if you have bought from us, we want you to know other people that have bought from us. And so
I love that.
It's a way that we do that. So, and each year we do, like our evergreen logo is this, but the other logo that we had this year with the orange oval, every year we do a kind of a Transworld logo. It doesn't say Transworld on it, but it's our Transworld show logo.
It's like your edition.
Yeah. So they're people are collecting them or whatever, but we wear them here at the shop. You can't wear anything but a Haunt T-shirt or a Ghost Ride shirt here at the shop. That's it.
That's a great
uniform. Love that.
Yeah.
That's a great uniform.
That's a great way to do it. All right. So what I'm hearing is they all need Transworld Live T-shirts to the shop.
That's what we need.
Well, Transworld Live shirts for Ghost Ride shirts, Chris.
Ghost Ride is paving the way.
I might be able to arrange some T-shirt transfers.
All right. All right. We'll see at MHC with that deal. That's going to be amazing.
I love this.
All right, Chris, you have more questions. I know you do.
We have like 3 pages of questions.
Oh my God. Right, well, we don't have that much time, but
people are going crazy.
What I'm hearing is another fireside chat with Michael Chaille.
We need
joining us with a cocktail of choice or beverage or dessert, whichever.
Well, there are fireside chats. You guys just don't know where we're at.
We're getting exclusives here. This is great.
We're going to build a different fire over here.
All right.
Well, if we could just talk about Ghost Ride for one more second, for those that didn't get a chance to catch you at Transworld, and maybe you're going to get a chance to catch you at MHC, do you have any brand new props that you might have introduced at the show that you're going to be bringing with?
If we're bringing anything to MHC, if they're big items, because I'm going to be in LA before that, and we're completely sold out for the year as far as orders. So we can't really take any orders at the show, but we will bring some stuff. Now, we're trying to figure out that logistically this never happened to us, but I just don't want to get to the overselling position to where we're scrambling. And last year, our team worked. Okay, so when we moved to Boise, we had 10 employees here in Boise. COVID hit. We did a certain amount of gross that year. We did more gross the next year with only 4 employees. So we were working Sundays, and we only had Saturday off for like 9 weeks. And I told these guys, we're not going to do that again. So we have to limit ourselves. We have the same employment issues that every haunt has. Yeah. So we're working with with an experienced staff here, and we're going to just commit to a certain amount that we can. We're going to commit to an amount of orders that we can actually fulfill. Now we might get to August and open up some time, and maybe that's when we go back on Transworld Live and let people know that we'll have a weekend sale, whatever we can sell or something. But we are now at this point turning away larger business. So
that's incredible. That's a good place to be in. But yeah, I'm hearing that. Chris, write that down for August, where you need to have Michael Chaille back on when he opens it up. Love that.
We're going to Greeley, and we're maybe going to Idaho.
Yeah, let's go. Kick this baby on the
Kind of on the way.
All right, Michael, this is one that is kind of a burning question in a lot of different arenas. What is your best-selling prop of all time? And is it Tater? Just got
It's not Tater.
Okay, that's good to know.
Because I found out the hard way that people would rather buy a half-naked girl than a half-naked male. So, but the funny thing is Tater, just because his head isn't on the full-size body that we do with the live cast, he's a bunch of other characters. So we just swap the head. And also his head, I get a chance whenever I send anything out and they say, give me a zombie or something like that, I'll put a Tater head on it. So you'll see Tater heads more than just that one prop. They'll be like, they're at 13th Gate in the insane asylum room. I have another one that I'm just waiting to put onto another prop. And I usually give them like a big dowager's hump or something. Yeah. Screw them up. But I mean, you will know it's Tater. So I don't necessarily sell him as a product other than that one, but I sneak him on a lot of stuff.
I love that.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is now we got to take another Transworld Live on the road to go find all the Taters in the world.
You do.
I don't keep a list of it, but it's just it's usually if it's laying around, you know, it'll go on there. But as far as best selling, it really depends on, you know, our very first Transworld in 2000. One of the item that we sold the most of was the thermoplastic hot melt glue gun. We brought that out in 2000. Yeah. And we sold a ton of those for several years. And then we also sold that year, we sold a single cylinder. Everybody knows about it now, but it's a single cylinder kicker. And it had free animation in the knees. And back in that day, back in 2000, every movement was animated. And Distortions had a hanging character as well. But a person by the name of Josh Cottrell used to work with me on doing animations and such. And he came up with this single cylinder. And, you know, of course, everybody does it now. But back then, nobody was doing a single cylinder. So that was a very popular item for us for several years. But then it just kind of ebbs and flows. And so as animations started becoming very competitive, and competitive meaning lower priced, I wanted to get out of that arena. And I just like doing the more realistic stuff anyway. And so the hyper realism is kind of how to fool somebody. You know, when you look at Mindy, you can't really tell if she's a real person or not. And so it's so hard to suspend disbelief these days. But movies are making it harder and harder. CGI is getting better and better. So if we can make somebody just stare and say, I think that person's going to come alive. And one of the things you'll notice on our props is there'll be like eyelashes, piercings, tattoos. These are things that people normally think that wouldn't be on a prop.
Right.
And so we're trying to get to that level so that you can actually put something in there and people just like, they're scaring the hell out of themselves. So the Mindy was really, really good seller for us because it kind of changed the way we were doing props. And that was back in 2017. Yeah. So from 2000 to 2017, we were developing other stuff, but nothing hit as heavy and as hard as that.
That's incredible. That's a really fun fact to know. Next time I see her, I'm gonna be like, "Did you know you changed?"
Well, and we do live casts every year now, and so we must have we've done at least one, maybe two or three a year, and some of them we don't release out the same year. It may not be right. You talk to any vendors, they'll tell you. They'll come to the show. I've come to the show with stuff, and I've never taken it out of the box because I felt as though other people had that same product, and you don't want to get into a competition on some things, or maybe ours wasn't as good because it didn't have audio, and it's just like, hey, I'll put that in the pack, and we'll wait till later. And a prime example would be those pike bodies that we had in the middle of our booth, the skeleton bunnies that were piked. You know, those are some pretty old pieces that we had retooled, but we used them instead of sitting them around a table like corpses eating a dinner or whatever. Yeah. We made this for 13th Gate. He wanted things on a pike. And so we developed a sleeve inside the body so we wouldn't have to transport the full pole because it's a 10-foot pole. Well, nobody's going to want to pay transport for 10-foot pole. So this thing slides right in. You just put a screw in and then it's done. And so that's something that, we started. We had those original molds from 2001. We retooled them this year. And so now they're all brand new, and we developed, and that was one of our most popular products this year. So you never know. Just like Ed and Marsha said, you never know.
Yeah.
One other secret that we kind of want to spoil to everybody, where Ghost Ride has been such an important part of MHC's past, is last year for some of those events that we did, like the hot sauce eating competition that so many
The legendary hot sauce competition.
Those trophies actually were produced none other than by Ghost Ride. So thank you so much for that.
The Haunt Awards, and I'll tell you where that came from. That was, I used to do the Rocky Point Haunted House with Sydney Neal, which you guys may, okay. So, and she used to have giveaways and awards. And she would invite me every year to come to her Fright Nights event. And it was an event where she'd be 100% behind the scenes. And there would be like 20 or 30 of us that would be there and everything. And every year I would go there, I would present some of their actors an award. And to get an award from somebody in the industry that was traveling, because I was traveling to Utah at the time, it was just unbelievable with her staff. They were like so stoked. They couldn't believe it. Very emotional, because they were best scare, best actor, best room, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I was talking to Sydney, and I just said, man, we gotta make these. And so we started doing custom sculpts. We had some Hollywood sculptors that helped us out with those. And we made several of them, and we sell them continuously. So
that's incredible.
Yeah. So that's where that came from, Chris. Originally was from Sydney Neal's place at Rocky Point.
We know that they are sitting on some people's fireplaces or mantles or on their shelf as this award of heroism.
Right.
To put it this way. And we're going to be proudly, thanks to Michael, those are going to be our official awards for this year's MHC too.
Right. Who wants a little gold plastic figurine, right? Let's get some patina on that thing.
I love it.
Yeah.
We love it. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Well, speaking of thank you for spending all this time with us, Michael. Like, really, every time I talk to you, I always learn so much. And I fall even further in love with Ghost Ride. We have 3 Ghost Ride bodies at our haunt. And I now think we need a Mindy.
And a cheater.
I know that we will have a Mindy. We'll have a Mindy demonic at the show, because somebody ordered it from us, and we've got it all done. They're like, we need it. I said, I can't do it till September, but we were doing a couple. So I did one, and then I got it all done. And then they called up and they said, oh, we want it without any blood. And can you put human eyes in it? And I was like, it's already in the box. So I just said, all right, forget it. We'll take it to MHC. And so that, I know there will be a Mindy.
All right. So I'm hearing it. I've got to get to Ghost Ride right away. As soon as the show floor opens.
Right away.
I'm heading there. Exactly.
I think the takeaway for MHC for Ghost Ride this year is we're going to bring finished product. So it's going to be limited. Most of it is going to be either already sold, because we have a couple of clients that want some big stuff. And the goal for us is to get an impressive booth, but I can't spend that much time, because I'm going to be in LA at Monsterpalooza before that. So we're going to have custom stuff that's one of a kind that is cash and carry at that show for sure.
That's amazing. Well, thank you again so much for spending so much time with us, and also for hanging out and waiting during Ed and Marsha. And I hope you learned some stuff from them too. I know that you guys are
good friends.
Good friends. Yes, exactly. Wait. We gotta stop. Did they invite you to Dick Van Dyke's house? We just need to know.
They've invited me for the past 3 years, and I've been touring. I tour 10 to 15 states every year to look at haunted houses. And they have asked me a couple of times, and I can't do it because of scheduling. And then I see the videos that they have and how fun it is. And, we used to be from LA and stuff.
There's evidence.
And I'm just like, that'd be so great to do that. But I'll tell you right now that the setup that he has, it is a grind. Anybody that's going to go is going to work their ass off.
Really?
So, and kind of in October, I don't know if I really want to work that hard.
I know.
But I do miss the haunt side of things. And so, if I wasn't touring and seeing our clients' properties and such, I would be there in a second. But this year I might have to go. So if I'm invited, we'll see if they invite me.
That's
maybe
incredible.
3 times. They're like, forget it.
Yeah. Well, thank you again so much for joining us. Guys, I love all your questions. Michael, please go back and read all of this. I mean, so many people just love you and love all of everything that you're doing. It's just absolutely incredible. And again, thank you so much for spending time with us tonight.
No problem. Glad to be here. I'll read some of these things as I go down. And
yeah.
I'll be on. Hopefully you guys will have me on again.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. You're welcome anytime.
We'd be honored.
Yes. And we'll see you soon in just a month.
Yeah, Chris, let me know who that lucky winner is.
We will have it for you right after the broadcast.
Yes.
All right, man.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Thanks,
Thank you guys so much.
Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh,
that was incredible.
We should have booked 3 or 4 hours for this.
I know.
Because
this is just
such good conversation.
My mind is like blown. It's just
yes.
So good. But guess what? Guess what?
What?
Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay. It's surprise time.
Yes, I've been waiting for this all night.
All right. We have got to shout out a big congratulations to Shannon Levesque. You have just won yourself 2 tickets to the MHC Costume Ball. So make sure you head on over to your email right now and email Jen, Jen, at haashow.com to claim your tickets. It's incredible. That's amazing. And just when everybody thought we were done, but wait, there's more.
There's more. We still have 2
hit us with our next
amazing guests.
I hope he's ready and as pumped up as we are after everything we've been doing.
We have been feeding them Red Bull in the green room here.
Yeah,
they are ready to roll. Hopefully, he is still great to go. We are so excited to have Mr. Bryan Kopp, who is the market manager for 13th Floor Entertainment Group. How are you, Bryan?
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
Bryan, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for all
the excellent. I just need to get out there right now.
We're so excited, and MHC is just this amazing opportunity where you just can't get enough Transworld. So we want to hang out with our friends and see all of these amazing things. And obviously, you not only represent 13th Floor Entertainment Group nationally, but are also the market manager for 2 amazing haunted attractions right here in Chicago, which are one of them is going to be featured during MHC. But we'll get to that in a second here. Tell us more about 13th Floor Entertainment Group. Certainly, I think there's nobody that doesn't know you guys, but how many attractions and what states and how many states and how big are you guys?
We're pretty big, and we're going to do. We're all over the place. We started in Denver, and in a way started in Texas as well. There were 2 different haunted houses. There was the original 13th Floor in Denver, and then there was the House of Torment in Austin, Texas. That's where I started, actually, as a scene actor.
Amazing.
Yeah, did not know that.
Yeah, so that was early 2000s, and they were big fans of one another and decided, they wanted to expand and make more haunted houses. So why compete when we can join forces and make even better haunted houses together? And they opened San Antonio, and from that point forward, we got locations in Phoenix. We got LA Haunted Hayride. We're lucky enough to be here on the 5. We have some legendary haunted houses.
There are certainly amazing attractions. If I can ask just a quick follow-up, which one was first? Was it 13th Floor in Denver or House of Torment in Texas?
I think it was 13th Floor Denver by like a year.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's some really good trivia.
Yeah, we're learning so much tonight. This is awesome.
It is. I love it. I love it. So I've got questions. Are you ready for questions?
Let's do it.
All right. So, okay, wait. Chris took my question. Hold on. Chris, do you want to talk about the last thing?
That's okay. So we kind of talked about
Chris took everything. Never mind, Bryan. I don't have any questions.
That's okay. We talked about the original stuff.
I have a question. I'm sorry. Which one is your favorite? Are you allowed to say?
There we go.
Oh, well, I mean, obviously I can't choose 13th Floor Chicago or the.
Okay, right. No, besides 13th Floor Chicago.
That's fair. There's so many locations. I haven't even seen them all. So.
Really?
Some of my coworkers, House of Torment is always just like a big part of my soul. It's like where I started. So I absolutely love House of Torment. Denver's always kind of changing things up and always like bringing new things to the table, and it kind of influences the rest of us. Terror on the Fox is probably my favorite, just because it's
Terror on the Fox is really cool.
essential haunted house to me.
Really cool. I've been to House of Torment. I've been to San Antonio. I've been to, I think I've been to both Chicago locations, but we'll see. But Terror on the Fox was really cool. And I got to share it with my son last year at the last MHC. And my husband, if you guys have ever met my husband, he's a huge fan of Terror on the Fox. So that's really cool.
Oh, the opening show is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. It really is.
Fun. So much fun. And it's just the train ride. You know, it's got that Disney aspect of taking you out of the real world and bringing you somewhere where you can't just walk away from.
Yeah, for real. Wow, I'm watching so many people on here just hitting it. All right.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Terror on the Fox. Terror on the Fox.
The only one that loves Terror on the Fox. That's awesome.
So we talked about your old ones. We talked about kind of where you guys started from. And I think a lot of our fans who are going to be in Chicago, we certainly have gotten a lot of questions that you guys are now operating the old Joliet prison and now are doing some amazing things with it. Do you want to talk about everything that is the old Joliet prison?
Yeah, absolutely. It was a very exciting but daunting opportunity when it was presented to us, right? Here's this like iconic historic piece of property, this epic building. I mean, it was amazing and terrifying just looking at it, you know, from the outside, and then to go into the place and tour it. But as exciting as that was, there was, you know, of course, also this thought of like, holy cow, like how are we going to make a haunted house here that, like, you know, we got all this cleaning to do and electrical and fire safety. And I mean, all that stuff. I mean, the building had to be entirely overhauled so that, you know, we could open the doors to people. It was an absolutely massive undertaking. And it was stressful, but I'd like to think that it paid off. I'm proud of what we were able to pull off for our first year. And, you know, as anyone else in the industry knows, like if you can do that year one, like get ready for year 2, year 3, like it's going to get better.
That's incredible.
I know that every single person that loves haunted attractions loves curb appeal. It's just like that movie trailer. And the minute you're driving up to a place and it's just like, just creeps you out. It makes you, you know, goosebumps and just love it. And I certainly got that. The minute you walk, you know, you drive down that street and you just see all of this huge concrete and just the stone blocks, the limestone. It's awesome. Do you think, and I'm not putting you on the spot, but maybe sometime in the future, we might be able to feature a Joliet haunted prison on one of our amazing tours?
You know, I think it would be criminal not to.
Okay. Oh my God, that makes me really excited. So I'm not gonna lie. So I saw it earlier and I started like, Googling and then I forgot about it. So I just clicked back over and I was like, wow, that is just breathtaking. Like it looks, I mean, from a haunt standpoint, of course. Yeah. Not like, oh, look at the landscaping. It's beautiful. But from like the creep factor of like,
I worked really hard on that landscaping.
Well, I didn't see a recent picture of that. I guess I'll just have to go in person for the critique. But I'm looking at it and I'm looking at the old pictures of like prisoners up on like the balcony. I'm like, ooh, that's amazing. That's gonna be creepy. I can't wait. I want to see it.
Ooh.
I mean, try working there late at night.
No, thanks. I'm good.
I mean, since we are all sharing secrets tonight, are there any fun after hours stories or when you're not on stage that might have happened?
Well, so, you know, I'm not much in terms of like, you know, ghost stories and stuff like that. Like, you know, I work at a haunted house. It's kind of hard to get my blood pumping these days. But there was one time where I was like genuinely freaked out at night at the prison. I was giving a tour to a good friend of ours, Ben Armstrong, Netherworld Haunted House.
Oh, I never heard of it.
And we have this whole women's side, like part where and it's big, but it's just one small part of the property that we're currently operating out of. So there's like really old sections that we were taking Ben through, and we're about to walk down this hallway into one of the old cell blocks, and there's this scuttling, some sort of like something running around in this, abandoned, closed off part of the building. And Ben's like, okay, like, haha, very funny, Bryan. Like, what do you got in store for us? And I'm like, no, I swear this isn't me. Like, I'm freaked out right now. I promise this isn't me. Shining our flashlights and like trying to, maybe like somebody broke in or, who knows.
Yeah.
And we shine our lights up, and like the drop ceiling is all, crumbled over the years, right? And it's like gaps and openings and wires are hanging down. And we look up and I just see these eyes staring, running across the drop ceiling like grid.
Whoa.
Raccoon just running over our heads like in the pipings, like right our heads up into the cell block. So he did a great job.
And he's never been in that hall again.
Raccoon.
Yes. Takes lots of bathroom breaks.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome though. I mean, it has to get your hair raised and your heart pumping every single night that you're there, just to know the history that's in those walls. It's just,
there's definitely impressive energy to the place for sure.
Oh, it's amazing. Well, we are super excited to bring MHC back to Chicago and going back to Rosemont. And it just so happens that our Saturday night featured attraction is the 13th Floor Haunted House Chicago. So can you tell us a little bit about what are people going to expect for those that have never been to 13th Floor Haunted House Chicago?
Well, we pride ourselves in really kind of like big bombastic set pieces. We always try to have at 13th Floor Chicago 2 kind of differently themed attractions so that we can, offer some fun diversity. At the new 13th Floor Chicago in Schiller Park, it's a seamless transition between the first attraction and the second attraction. The first one is much more like modern day apocalyptic, like dark Chicago. We tried to do like a lot of nods to Chicago's history when we created these sets. And then the second attraction is like a whimsical Halloween town vibe.
Oh, okay. Very, very cool. I know just from my past experience, I know some of these the detail is ridiculous. Like you have one scene, it's a fully fledged casino with real slot machines out of commission. I wish we could play. That would be a fun way for revenue generation. But I mean, it's just awesome. Like you're walking through a Vegas casino right in the middle of this back alley. It's so cool.
Thank you. We just finished updating that scene the other day, actually.
Oh, I'm so excited. And
I can't wait.
I just want to second what Bryan's saying, because we get a chance to see them. Obviously, we're from Chicago, so we get a chance to see these amazing things. And they really are just these insanely huge sets, like your entire, and you guys call it one thing. It's that alley scene that we have a nickname for. I think you guys have like Diagon Alley type of thing. But yeah. It's so gorgeous.
Don't say it. Disney will shut us down.
There's details that are like 20 feet off the ground that the normal patron will never see, but that's just the amount of involvement that you guys do and your entire crew. So we're really excited.
Can't wait to have everybody being open for MHC. It's awesome.
Now, here's a good thing. So for people like me or anybody, all of our viewers that have seen 13th Floor Chicago, we've heard about a little bit of those updates. Are there anything else you might be able to spoil as you guys are in this brand new location right down the street from the convention center? What if they are returning guests besides that casino? Are there any other rooms that we might be looking for? Should look for.
For sure. We had House of Torment in Morton Grove, which before that was Fear City, which was a fantastic haunted house. And then, we had 13th Floor in Melrose Park. So as we combined, as we broke all that stuff down and got ready to move into this new location in Schiller Park, it was like a really fun opportunity, not only to start fresh and make, cool, fun, new scene sets, just try out new ideas for scares, things that we've been thinking about for years, but, didn't necessarily have the space for. Another really fun thing was we got to combine some of our absolute favorite pieces from House of Torment, from Old Melrose Park, from even Fear City, things that that we really, and combine them in like fun new ways to make something 10 times cooler than it was before. So for people that have been to any of those shows in the past, it's like some of the scenes, it'll be like a fun way to revisit these scenes. Like it's in a way familiar and in a way completely different.
I love that. Those were fantastic shows. And I'm so glad that you mentioned those, because they do. Each one of them brings in a different concept. So to be able to bring all of those into one attraction at one time, not only brings you down memory lane, but gets a chance to pay homage to a whole lot of great work and put it together. So that's fantastic.
What's the point of doing this if you don't, you can't appreciate the awesome talent in the other haunted houses that are in the area around you,
Now, 13th floor is very, very special for so many reasons, but one of the coolest reasons, a little personally for me, but also selfishly, is your partnership with a local tiki bar called Halakahiki. Tell us
I
more.
can't wait for this. I heard about this pre-show. I'm like, I didn't even know there was a tiki bar involved. I can't wait. This is incredible. So thank you for bringing this to fruition.
Tell us about this awesome partnership with the oldest tiki bar in all of Chicagoland.
Yeah, they're absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite places in the area, and I'm so excited that like we're right down the road from them. We moving into a new location, like it's really important to us to like, how can we fit into this new community and be a good neighbor, be a welcome part of this community. And Halakiki, as you said, is just legendary. So it seemed like a good fit. I had been going there for years on my own anyway. And they had this amazing idea. They're like, what if we do like, if somebody brings their ticket stub from 13th floor, and we'll give them access to like a secret spooky Halloween themed menu.
What?
Yeah, yes, whatever you guys want to do.
Hey, yes. Bryan, I'm gonna need a ticket stub when I arrive in Chicago.
Yeah, we see people like scouring the parking lot, like looking for ticket stubs.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. It's a great partnership. I have run into many haunters and hauntees and everyone there that are just enjoying it. You guys even had a special edition glass for 13th floor, so that's so cool.
We did, yeah. And there's an official 13th floor tiki drink there now as well.
Yes, we have to do this. Nicole, we're doing this.
I'm in. Let's go now. Let's be like, hey, we got to do a little research prior.
Why is MHC only a month away? We need this to happen now.
I know. I'm going to go pack tonight just so I'm ready to go.
Let's seriously.
Halloween tiki shirts.
Yes, we can go to Halakiki tomorrow. It's okay.
That's right.
All right, fine. I'll book my flight right now.
What are you doing this weekend? Let's go.
It's time.
Yeah, there you go. Perfect.
Love it.
Oh my gosh, this has been so incredible. Now, Bryan, I'm going to ask you the question. What do you do on Halloween?
I hide out in the bushes across the street from Dick Van Dyke's house. Hope we get an autograph from Ed.
Well,
Marsha.
There was no beating around the bush on that question.
We have the puns tonight.
I know. I don't know if you know that's like a special.
This has been great. I gotta go.
It's just yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for literally sticking around all night, sharing so much with us. I'm so excited to see 13th floor Haunted House Chicago. Like, this is going to be incredible. And then you throw a tiki bar on top of it. I'm in.
We're even going to have our mini escapes open for the MHC crew to come for free.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. I'm excited. I'm so excited. Tell all the boys I'm on my way. Can't wait to see them.
Looking forward to having you. And thank you for having me on the show. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Bryan, it's great. I can't wait to actually see you in person, compare war stories, and have a cocktail at Awesome Tiki Bar. So make sure you bring the tickets, okay?
Deal.
We can access that menu.
Thanks. Thank you, Bryan. And for those that haven't signed up yet, MidwestHauntersConvention.com. Look for the Saturday night haunt tour featuring 13th floor and be a part of this amazing, amazing event.
Chris, I cannot believe it. All the stuff that we have covered tonight. But wait, friends, there is more. I know you've stuck around with us for so long, but this is absolutely incredible. We have more surprises after our next guest. But make sure right now that you are heading to MidwestHauntersConvention.com daily for the latest news and updates. Things are being updated literally every couple of hours. There are new events and offerings being added. It's just, this show is just incredible. And I cannot believe how many people I'm seeing here that have been here since the beginning. So thank you guys. This has been one of our longest shows ever. However, I promise to not disappoint with our very next guest.
That's so right.
Take it away, Chris.
We literally don't have enough time to bring as many people as we want. And so we're just packing them in as much as we talked about. And our next and final guest for tonight, who has been pacing in our green room for like the last 3 hours.
I'm not sure he's like, you're going to like cut to him. He's like doing push-ups and stuff. And like,
totally.
Racks of skeletons.
You know him from one of his many endeavors, but he is the owner of Zombie Army Productions and Hell's Gate Haunted House, which was featured on MHC just a few years ago, Mr. John LaFlamboy.
There he is.
Hello. It's good to see you, Nicole.
Hi,
good to see you, Chris.
Good.
How are
Thank you
you?
for joining us.
I'm very good. I know you want me to talk about Midwest Haunters and all things Zombie Army, but at this point, I would like to defer my time. And please bring back Ed and Marsha. I'd like to hear more about the Dick Van Dyke Party. And Michael Chaille, you can go to hell. What do you mean you haven't gone, Michael Chaille? What is wrong with you?
I know. Did you hear that? He's like, I've got a couple invites. I'm just busy.
Yeah. This is like a bucket list of mine to go to the Dick Van Dyke Halloween party. I've heard about it forever. So yeah, I want to hear more about that.
I know, right?
See, this is awesome. Let's just start with the hard one right out of the gate.
Yeah, I want to know.
Sure.
John, besides running these amazing haunted houses, what are your Halloween party things? Do you go to some celebrities' houses or anything like that?
No, man. I do haunted houses for a living. No, I don't go to parties. Are you crazy? Halloween to me, my favorite part about Halloween, we call it story time with Zombie Army, whether it's Statesville or Hell's Gate. It's story time with John. And I will gather the entire cast and crew into the pit, the warm-up room. You've come and seen this, Chris. You've seen this live. And what I'll do is I'll tell them the story about our haunted house, the backstory with all the characters and all the twists and turns. And I kind of turn that Halloween night before we do our show into like our little kind of ghost story moment. The ticket booth people hate me for it. The bus people hate me for it. The parking people hate me for it because I don't believe in time and space at this moment.
Okay.
I only believe in Halloween and the 150 people in the room with me. And, we're about to do a bunch of customers, and they're usually drunk on Halloween. So at the very least, I feel like we should all have a little bit of ghost story time before we get in there and remember why we're doing this. That
That's
we're all
amazing.
storytellers. So that's my highlight of Halloween. It's my favorite part of Halloween. I still every year get nervous about it before I tell the story because I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to do a disservice on Halloween to all those kids. So that's my big Halloween thing. And then we will often have a Halloween party afterwards, sometimes at my house that doesn't even start till 2 a.m. And doesn't stop until we're getting breakfast the next day. So
That's amazing.
that's my Halloween.
See, this is a whole Halloween traditions show, Nicole. This is what we could do this in the summer.
Part of me was secretly hoping John was gonna be like, I put on my skeleton slippers and I put on my little onesie and I go and I stand at the door and I only hand out candy to 5 trick-or-treaters. And then I tuck in for I don't know what I
boy.
I was hoping it was gonna be like an awesome legendary story about storytelling and having a party and all that. And so you didn't disappoint. I love your Halloween plans. It might not be Dick Van Dyke or hiding out in the bushes to be at the party.
Yeah, I want to hang out with Bryan. I want to reserve that spot in the bush next to Bryan.
Yes. Yeah.
Just only if he brings the raccoon with. Like, I want the raccoon with us. Like, that raccoon's got some good scare chops, and if Bryan hasn't hired him yet, I'm hiring him.
Sounds like I'm down the street. Come on down.
Yeah.
So we know you had this amazing compound at Transworld. How was Zombie Army's Transworld Experience. We know you have like 58 products that you offer, and we can talk about them. But how was your experience?
Sure. No, we've talked about this before, on Transworld Live for those viewers who have seen me yap about Transworld before. I was in love with Transworld this year. It was my favorite Transworld in years and years and years and years. It was a say yes to everything Transworld for me. I went to every party, I went to every event. I stayed up super, super late. I traded shirts with Pat Konopowski, the Sausage King. So I had the greatest time. Whether it was classes, teaching classes. I got to teach with Ben Armstrong and Alan Hops, which is always my favorite because I turn into a little kid and I forget that I'm teaching. We do 61. This time we did 61 wow scare ideas in 60 minutes. And half the damn time I'm looking at the screens at their ideas going, oh, that's cool. Ooh, I should make a note. And then someone's like, John, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm teaching this class. So yes, I enjoy teaching. Teaching was a blast, of course. Going to classes, it's always one of my favorite parts of the show. Since I started going to Transworld, the most important part for me is going to classes. I've been doing it for over 20 years. And still, I love filling out that schedule of what's my 10 o'clock, what's my 11 o'clock, what's my 1 o'clock. And, oh, God, these are 3 classes I want to take. So I'm going to make Kyle take this one. And, Teresa will take that one. And we'll do notes afterwards. So classes are a blast. Selling on the trade show floor, it's fun. But I'm a much happier creature when I'm buying on the trade show floor than when I'm selling. And that was a blast too, just going through and getting what the show needed. But more importantly, being impulsive, like really looking into what the vendors have brought to the floor. What's new, what's innovative, what have I never seen before, and what just gave me joy. What made me smile just for the sake of joy. I pay a lot of attention to that. I don't believe haunted houses are purely about scaring people. I think there's a lot more going on. So yeah, when I saw that giant 4-foot animatronic possum, I had joy, which means the possum's coming home with me. That's a budget buster. But like I said, the possum gave me joy.
I love it. And you can be like, hey, we're going to do a home haunt this year or a home display. It's going to go there.
It's going somewhere. I mean, I might just put it in my garage,
Exactly.
It brings you joy.
Yeah, it brings me joy. How can I not get it? There we go. Dress it up for each season. Yeah, other people have the 10-foot Home Depot skeletons. I have the animatronic possum.
4-foot possum.
I love it. That's incredible.
Love it.
Oh my gosh. All right. So John, I could talk to you for hours. I really could. And I know there's a ton of questions coming in. But we have more questions because this past season, for those that don't know at home, you closed the doors to Statesville Haunted Prison. Yes. And I watched some of like your Facebook videos and stuff, and I got like emotional. I've been to Hell's Gate. I never went to Statesville. I heard so many great things about it. How did that feel?
How did it feel? I've had this discussion so many times that everyone assumes it was like a tragedy. Everyone assumes it was like the worst thing in the world, and it really wasn't. I've done Statesville for 23 years. Statesville is where I learned how to do haunted houses. Up until that point, I knew enough, like I did from a fundraiser haunted house in the mall. Statesville is where I cut my teeth. Statesville is where I developed my craft. But really, the thing about Statesville that I will always love the most is, Statesville is the place where I got to get up every day and go to work with my friends and my family for over 2 decades.
Wow.
And that goes back to joy. The joy that gave me, to get to have those years with my friends and my family. Statesville is just everything to me. And it really was for the longest time. And then we got to the point where we reached the end of the road. Statesville's time had come to an end on the property that we were on. The Siegel family, Paul Siegel started Statesville back in '96 with a haunted hayride. And it had just kind of come to its final end. And I've been saying this to people because it was hard every night. The kids were crying every night. Every single speech I gave, the kids cried. Every speech Kyle gave, the kids cried. And that's not a way you want to go into every show. Right?
Yeah.
Bunch of crying maniacs and clowns, right? But the thing about this year, and this is why I just think that this year was nothing but us being lucky, us being fortunate, us being blessed, that we got to see our end coming. And that's something most shows never get.
Yeah.
Right.
Most shows don't know they're over until they're over.
Right.
And in this case, we saw the end coming. And that gave me the opportunity to go full, P.T. Barnum and let the world know, man, we are doing this one more time. And we're doing it out of the love of Statesville, the love of all the customers that have supported us for all these years, the fans, the ones that are not just customers, but coming back every weekend, the thousands, and there's been thousands of actors that have gone through that place. I've trained thousands of actors since
That's
98.
incredible.
And their families that supported them and waited in parking lots till 1 a.m. to take the kids home. And my family, and my brother Kyle that's been there since he was 9, and and Teresa, my partner, that we've been doing this.
Who's incredible.
Since, before we had money to eat, man. We were out there living at Statesville, and we got to have that opportunity to celebrate all of it. The 23 years. Everyone that's been there and really celebrate the customers that have helped us get to where we are. And for that, I couldn't be more grateful. For that, I could not be more grateful that we got to have that final year. And oh mercy, what a year it was. I mean, everybody came out. We broke the town of Crest Hill.
That's amazing.
So yeah. It was a really great time. It really was. And of course there's some emotions with it. Of course there's moments where I'm looking around and, remembering, the early days, when me and my friends would sleep in our car there because we had to make a choice. Do we have enough money for gas money or Mountain Dew? And we always chose Mountain Dew. And then just kept working and sleeping in the backs of our cars. Like, on that final night, that was the big thing. And when I gave my final speech, I looked around that room and I didn't just see the 150 actors that were there. I saw the thousands that had been there. I'd seen the ghosts of Statesville, and it was an emotional moment. It really was. It really did get me. But it got me because I was proud and I was grateful because I felt incredibly lucky to get to have all those years there.
That's incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah. Statesville's made such an impactful part of so many different lives, and not just from your local community or folks that may have worked there, but really anybody that has met you or experienced the attraction. And what an amazing cornerstone to your entire legacy that brings you to the present, where you are doing Hell's Gate, which you so kindly opened up your doors for a full behind the scenes walk for Transworld in our pre-tour. And for those that didn't get a chance to go, John and the entire Hell's Gate crew not only opened up their doors and did a behind the scenes, they let you walk wherever you wanted to go. You want to go behind the scenes, you want to check out the controllers, you can do that. So other than possums, I know you love to be a buyer, but for those that are excited and want to come to Hell's Gate this October to meet you and see everything that you've done there, are there any spoilers or hints that you might be able to give to the crowd?
Well, here's the thing, crowd. The great Statesville Haunted Prison just had its giant breakout. The prisoners are loose. I am forever a storyteller. These are still my babies. These are still my stories. So yes, the prisoners of Statesville have found this abandoned mansion in the woods that no one's been to in years and years and years. And so they found a perfect place to hide out. And I am over the moon with the outlook and what we've already started doing. We've already started creating this stuff is bringing the prisoners and a lot of the pieces of Statesville over to Hell's Gate.
That's so cool.
Wow.
And to create that story, and that's the fun part for me, is creating that story of how these famous prisoners like Fluffy and Sharky and Heretic and, them hiding out at Hell's Gate and then running into all these people that are at Hell's Gate, because it is not abandoned. It is not empty. And now they have to navigate their new friends. So it really is, for me, just this kind of great opportunity to kind of play with all these ingredients and create this version of Hell's Gate, which will be Hell's Gate with the prisoners of Statesville hiding out in the woods. And that I'm just thrilled to do. I mean, as a designer, I'm bringing so many of the set pieces over and elements from the rooms. I mean, I'm sorry, City of the Dead, the second haunt over at Statesville, kind of segues beautifully into our woods. I'm creating new buildings outside and cabins, and I'm in the works of building a replica of the cabin in the woods from Evil Dead, which is something I've always wanted to do because I'm nothing but a big nerd. So I'm just creating all these new spaces, and Hell's Gate's going to be gigantic this year. Because I also, as most people know, I do not really pay much attention to my budgets. So I'm just bringing everyone from Statesville over. We're all going to have a giant party. It's going to be both houses on one location, just enjoying the idea and the opportunity that we all get to play together this year, that we're not separated. We're all in one space.
And this is the first time ever you guys are all in one space, right?
We've done it before. Some of the kids out there know. I once had a haunted house sink to the bottom of Lake Michigan.
Oh, yeah.
That sucks. But there have been a few times where other shows I was doing, we closed and then brought everyone to Statesville. And every time we've done it, it's been a great success. Because it's, at the end of the day, we're an actor-based haunted house. We believe in the people that work with us. As much as I love props, that's cool and all, but it's all about the people. So it's about having that much talent, having that many creative artists, having all of those people in the same space. And it's just like art begets art begets art. And it's going to be one of those, love fests where we're just going to say yes to everything and build as much as we possibly can. Who cares what the budget is? And hire every one of the actors and managers. Who cares what the budget is? Because this is one of those like once in a lifetime moments where I can have all of the kids at one location, and goddamn, I'm excited. So yeah, Hell's Gate is going to be something else this year, kid.
For 2022, all hell is going to break loose.
Oh, no! What's your tagline?
I'm on fire.
Play with the puns and everything today. The wordplay. There you go.
That's gorgeous. That's gorgeous.
That's it. That's all I got for the night, guys.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
If you've never seen Hell's Gate, though, this is definitely going to be the year to see Hell's Gate. I'm excited. I'm giddy. I'm like a little kid.
I love
really
it.
Really have a great time.
I always love your enthusiasm when you talk about your haunt or your endeavors, and it's absolutely amazing. So speaking of all the excitement that you bring, what are you most excited for MHC this year?
For MHC, I'm excited to see my friends' haunted houses. I've been kind of busy lately, so I haven't had that time to, usually I go see a couple shows locally every year, but the last, 6 years has been all about Hell's Gate Rising. And so it's really been, all of my time has been at Hell's Gate in Statesville. I haven't gone anywhere in years. So I can't wait. I mean, my brother-in-law and my sister, I've not seen what they've done at Disturbia yet. So I can't wait to see what David and Sarah are doing over there. My brother-in-law's brother, Jason, running Basement of the Dead. I can't wait to see what Jason's doing this year.
I didn't realize there was a familial connection.
Oh, yeah.
You knew this. But my mind is like blown. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
So when he was out here the other day talking about his family and his legendary haunt family, it makes sense now. My God. That's fantastic.
We're all family. So and just a little backstory for those who don't know, like David and Jason, like their whole childhood, they would make the coolest home haunt anywhere. It was amazing. They built a swamp and had a guy in scuba gear come out of it. Like, it was amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they were just kids, right? Well, David was dating my sister. They were high school sweethearts, like 14 years old. So they both worked in front of Statesville. Sarah
So they were
sold
like,
t-shirts
it
for
all
me.
started because of Halloween.
And they were, I think they dated before then. I don't want to take any credit that they met in Statesville. I think, hormones took care of that. But they both worked in front of Statesville. So yeah, we very much have a family, a haunt family here. So we've been nothing but proud watching them grow, and Basement of the Dead and Disturbia and now Room Escape. So yes, I'm clearly excited to see my family's haunted houses.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I haven't seen 13th floor. Now Melrose in the new area. I haven't seen the new building, so I'm excited to see that. And what else on there? Evil Intentions, right? And they're in a new building. So yeah, I mean, I'm real excited. So as a haunter,
Massacre.
I cannot. And Massacre's on the same tour?
Yeah.
Yep.
How the hell is that all happening? That's a lot. I mean, you just made me. You're like, I don't have to see him in October now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys.
Five houses.
And Massacre. See what Ryan B's doing out there. Yes, I absolutely got to go. I haven't seen that in years. So I'm really excited about the tours. I've always been a tour first kind of guy when doing these shows that are not Transworld.
Yeah.
But I also am very excited with the direction MHC is going, and this was something I've been very proud to be part of the planning committee and design committee when it comes to what is MHC. And I really love seeing this evolution, that it truly is becoming the trade show for haunters, for the people that work behind the walls, and not just big shows, but home haunts. Like I said, that's where my family started. And look at them now on the damn tour. So absolutely, the love and respect for home haunts. Like, I love seeing that build at MHC. And what I think we're doing differently now than I've seen in the past with other small shows like that. And I'm not saying MHC is small, but everything is small compared to Transworld. Compared to the big show, right? But I really love what's happening with creating this platform and this space. And I've worked with Chris on this a lot of creating this Haunters Row, so that the haunted houses all have their booths and their icon actors there, so that we as the haunters can mix and talk with the people that come and support us, the audience, and to have that relationship with them at this show, which is, about halfway to Halloweenish. But to get that one-on-one with your audience that you don't get to have when, everything's hell's all going crazy and noises and, there's thousands of people on your property. So I'm really excited that this really is, for me, the only show that truly is creating this fun space for the audience and the talent to come together and interact and play with each other. And so I'm really keen about the Haunters Row and the stage that's going to have the contests on it, and game shows and just entertainment and people sliding demonstrations. Like, it's going to be a haunt party, and it's a haunt party that the audience is invited to. So I'm really excited about it.
Jen talks about it as a 3-ring circus, and you hit it right on the head. We want it from the minute we open to the minute you go to bed. You're going to be loving every single moment, filled with stuff on the stage, stuff on the floor, stuff in Haunters Row, stuff just everywhere there to grab your attention. And what is a better way than to be able to snap a picture or to have a few moments with one of those icon characters that absolutely can't do those things while they're in the middle of their shows in October. Yeah. This is that opportunity for the fans to connect and to reach out and to be able to say, hey, what inspires you? Because I want to be you. So that's awesome. Now,
it's also like neat in 2019, how many parents would come to the booth?
Yes.
To say, my kid's 14. Johnny's been watching your Days of the Living Dead web series since he was way too young. But I wanted to make sure you guys were normal people. I mean, we're not, but normal enough to trust his kid to go work with. So it also is this weird kind of vetting process from all these parents before they let their kids work with us. And I thought that was great, to get to meet these parents and talk about the show. So like that happened too. Like there's all this awesome new stuff happening at MHC. It is definitely not the MHC of Columbus, Ohio any longer.
No. And one of those new things that's going to be happening this year in Rosemont is a new game show that you're going to be hosting based off of a pretty legendary game show. Do you want to spoil anything about what you might be hosting at this year's MHC?
I love how you set this up, and I don't actually have this firm in my schedule yet, so it's great. But 2 years ago, I did my version of a game show. It was the dating game, where I brought up icon actors and actresses from the different haunts and had fun with that. And that was fun, but I want more people on stage this time because that's the fun part, is seeing all these haunters interact with each other and get to have these moments of comedy as well, right? Not just screaming and scaring people. So this year, as Chris was alluding to, we're going to do the Family Feud, which I am so stoked about.
I love this.
I can't wait to come up with the questions. Right, and it's perfect for haunters because so all these haunted houses, they're all their own little micro families, right?
Yeah.
So to get them to come up as a family, the actors and owners and managers from a haunted house, and get them to play together on a team, and see that interplay as they go head to head with another one. Like I be careful if there's a zombie army one going against a Basement of the Dead or Disturbia. I mean. Just the wiffle ball games, the wiffle ball games at 4th of July picnics are just, you should call the police to get so crazy. I can't imagine if we do Family Feud. It's gonna be aggressive. It's gonna be aggressive, kids. I take it serious.
Amazing.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to playing on stage and getting to have all those folks on stage with me for Haunters Family Feud. Thanks for making it official, Chris.
Let's make it official. Since this has been the night of exclusive secrets,
it has been,
and Dick Van Dyke parties on Saturday at 1:15, you can join and watch these amazing feuds happen right and live in front of your eyes at Midwest Haunters Convention.
So
1:15, 1:15, got it.
1:15.
Quick question. This is actually one from the audience. So is it haunts on the tour versus each other? And we watch, or is it audience participation?
The idea was to get haunts to go against each other, especially. Yeah, I mean, we're going to focus a lot on the haunts that are in Haunters Row because we have them there. They already have their icon characters there. I definitely want to see characters in full character up there. I want that to play. I want to see how Fluffy answers a question for Family Feud. I'm dying to know. But yeah, we're going to start there. But I am a man of improv. So if I see a chance to throw audience people up there and there's some dead air, I hate dead air, we'll get up there and we'll play.
Love this.
Anne Marie will go nuts because it'll be off schedule and she doesn't know why I'm up there with a microphone. But I do relish making Anne Marie go a little crazy sometimes.
All right, so that's not the only thing that you're going to be hosting at MHC, is it?
I have no idea, Chris.
All right. So on Saturday night, there is a costume ball, and we heard that you're going to be. Yeah. Does this ring a bell?
Okay, so this is awesome. I love this kind of live outing. Theoretically,
thanks so much for joining us. I think you just picked up the phone and was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll get on." Just kidding.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, yes. So that's why I'm kind of making light of this. I'm also an actor in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I am part of an ensemble group here at the Artistic Home, and I do not have my show schedule yet because I am doing a play this summer. So I do need to get that to land. And Jenny knows this, but Jenny is so good at being persuasive that she just convinces herself that I already said yes and we're gangbusters. Put that on the website, kids. We're printing it. We're going live. I love you, Jenny. I love you, Jenny Taylor. I'll say yes to anything I could possibly say yes to, as long as the laws of time and space let me.
Is that John is going to be literally zooming in from his show in like full costume makeup. Forget it. He's like playing George Washington, but that's okay. And he's just going to be like, guys, here's the prizes.
Giant disembodied head floating on the screen.
Yes, perfect. Oh my gosh. Oh, Chris, how are you doing? I just want to check in with you. John,
This is awesome.
We're like almost 2 hours in at this point.
This is a double show. I mean, we
It was.
just have so many amazing things to talk about.
Yeah.
If we can go back to that costume ball for just a second. So maybe John will be there. But for those that are still considering to sign up, of course, you know that one source destination for it all, MidwestHuntersConvention.com. Go there, check out the MHC costume ball, and sign up now to make sure you don't miss out on this amazing opportunities. There's going to be some secrets and some other reveals later on in Transworld live shows. Not this show, but coming on down the line. But we will be doing something with that. So sign up, get your tickets now.
And seriously, it is an amazing party. I mean, it is beyond seeing the haunts, the dance party, and seeing the costumes your friends came up with. And I do not see costumes this good anywhere else in the country, any time of the year. It is the best costumes. The DJ is amazing. It's also, Jason and David and their crew from Disturbia and Basement of the Dead. It is a goddamn hoot. I mean, we usually go too long. We usually go too late. And usually there's too many Zombie Army members standing on the tables at the end of it. But I know Zombie Army is going to be bringing like almost 100 people to this party. So it's going to be a party. It'll be a good time. It'll be a real good time.
Oh my gosh. John, are you going to be exhibiting too? I know you guys are really, really popular with your t-shirts. Will those be making a presence at MHC?
Yes. We accidentally started selling t-shirts one year. And now that's what we do, I guess. So we will be selling our t-shirts. It helps pay for all the beer and whiskey. We will be selling our t-shirts. And for those of you who have been blowing up our emails because you weren't able to get a final year Statesville Haunted Prison t-shirt, we will be bringing those. We did get new order of those. We promised our audience that we'd bring those to MHC. So we will be bringing these final Statesville t-shirts. Everyone's been trying to get a hand on one since October. But we will also be promoting Days of the Living Dead because our web series will also be there with us, following us around with cameras. We got a new season sponsored by Froggy's Fog.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Froggies. So yes, Days of the Living Dead will be there. So it's a chance to be in an episode. And we'll be promoting that and just talking with our audience about the show too. We're real excited about where Days of the Living Dead is going. So check it out, guys. We got all the old episodes are on there now. So catch up now. DaysOfTheLivingDead.com. Follow Zombie Army all year long through design, building, trade shows, parties, and all sorts of the weird shit we do backstage.
I love it.
DaysOfTheLivingDead.com.
John, for this has been a night of we've talked about progression, and a huge thanks to you and Zombie Army Productions. Not only are you our production sponsor, but as you kind of talked a little bit to all of our viewers right now, John has been a critical component into bringing MHC and its progression where we are at today. So on behalf of all of our fans, thank you so much for everything you've done to make this the party to be at.
Thank you very much. I love helping out with especially Transworld trade shows. I've been in this business for 23 years. I could not have experienced what we've been fortunate enough to experience without the people I've met at trade shows, without going on haunt tours and seeing what people are doing around the country to inspire me, and get me designing in a new way, without going to these trade show floors and buying stuff and researching products and the classes, to get better every year. And I have always been that guy that if I could be in a class, if I could learn something new about this industry, I'm doing it. And it's been a big part of the Zombie Army road that led us to where we are. So it is easy for me to say yes and to say that I want to help because I've been helped so much along the way here by all those who came before me, by those people that were nice enough when I was young in this industry and I went to Terror on the Fox and just had my mind blown. It's easy to help because it has done so much for me up to this point. And Jenny Taylor is just a beast in this industry, and she has helped us at the Zombie Army for so long too, and always had our back. So yeah, we wouldn't be where we are today if it wasn't for these shows, you know, of everyone coming together and sharing and having these great times together. And honestly, I probably learned just as much at the bar at 1 a.m., you know, talking to haunters about what they're doing as I did in classes too. So it is it's a 24-hour news cycle in these trade shows. So take advantage of every minute. Be in those classes, be at the tours, be at the parties, be at the bar. Don't miss a moment, because these things are, you never know. That little thing of gold you're going to find that's going to send you on your way with helping you do what you do.
Yeah, that's amazing. Tonight's show has been epic. So many people are like, what a legendary lineup of guests tonight. Epic show. I mean, John, honestly, thank you so much, not only for being here, but like bringing up the energy for this last little half hour here. And just honest to God, no, I've always loved your energy. I love your work. Always a huge fan. And, you know, can't wait to catch up with you soon for sure. And I'm seeing everybody just interacting and like Days of the Living Dead. And I'm so excited there's another season coming out. P.S. But you know, again, thank you so much. I can't wait to see you at MHC. I can't wait to buy some upsized shirts for my whole family, including my kiddos. So yeah, we're looking forward to it. And so many people are looking forward to trying to mingle with you at the hotel bar. So you're going to have to let them know.
Yeah.
You have lots of
there.
That is amazing. John, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, John.
Well, thank you, Nicole. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Transworld. Thank you, everybody out there that stayed up this late to watch the dabble. Thank you, everybody.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So make sure you go back and
a lot of people.
Comments.
Lots
of love for you and your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Wow. How are you feeling?
You know, I'm doing great, but I got to start talking to you about something. Every time we meet, we start going later and later. And
we
later.
do.
It's like, we're going to do it in an hour. Just kidding. An hour and 15 minutes. Just kidding. An hour and a half. An hour and 45. 2 hours. Although this
can't be contained in just 1 hour. I mean, we've got so much good stuff.
My mind is blown after tonight. Like, for real. Like, it started off with Dick Van Dyke, and we just, like, kept going up from there. Like, I didn't know we could go higher than that.
Either did I, but obviously we're going to continue to set the bar and raise it and continue to keep going and going.
And not only that, our comments are going crazy.
They're insane.
2 hours is perfect. Great show. Thank you. Love it. Amazing guests. You know, guys, keep hanging with us here at Transworld Live. We know some of the best people, not only the best people, but the best people in the industry, iconic individuals. And it's just amazing. Chris, I've got one more surprise. I do.
I don't know if my heart can take, but let's do it.
I know. But here's the deal. I want to give away this surprise, but then I want you to give us a little bit of a sparkle and shine of what we can expect next week. Is that okay?
I got it. I love this. Drum roll.
Oh my God, there's more lemons. They're throwing lemons at us. It's getting to that time. All right. Surprise. And a big congratulations to Patrick Kennedy. Patrick, you have been with us on here. You have been interactive with us all night long. You have just won yourself 2 tickets to the MHC costume ball. So make sure that you go ahead and send an email to Jen, Jen, at haashow.com to claim your tickets. If you forget Jen, you can email Nicole, and Nicole will forward to Jen. Pretty easy. And Chris, too, if you want to. But guys, Patrick, yes. And you're here. I love it. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know how we can top this, Nicole, but Jen did text and she approved a 6-hour show next week. So we're going to do a 6-hour show. So why not? Let's do it. Jerry Lewis, it's coming out.
Guys, we're going to do a Freaky Friday. We should have done Halloween 13th, Friday the 13th show. Somebody needs to talk to program manager.
We got to talk to a program manager. Yes.
All right,
yes.
maybe. That's a hard maybe.
We'll work on that. If we don't get a show on Friday the 13th, we do have a show here next Tuesday. So not on Monday.
The 17th.
Tuesday, May 17th, same bat time, same bat channel, 8 o'clock Central. We're going to be here, and we're going to be focusing on, like John said, and like everybody has said, seminars and education and networking, and all of that's a crucial part of whatever your role in this industry is. Whether you're a haunter, whether you're an actor, whether you're an owner, it doesn't matter. These sessions are going to be focused on something that might help your career or just teach you some new skills. So next week, we're going to be focusing on seminars and educations, not only the traditional side, but the home haunters as well.
I'm so excited for that.
A lot to learn. So do you want to hear about some of the people
I want to know all. I want to know everything. Breaking news next week here. Chris, tell us who we're going to have.
Right here. Okay. All right. So we're going to bring some amazing world-class educators in Japes Palace, Katie Lane. We're going to be bringing back Jim Slanker from the Chicago Haunt Builders and some of his crew that are going to be doing the Home Haunters track.
Yeah.
And then, do you want to know who our big star is for next week?
Tell me more.
I mean, you may have seen him on here once or twice, but he is the legend. Mr. Alan Hobson.
Oh my God. All right. Okay.
Mr. Alan Hobson is going to be here.
Bag. This is going to be, we're going to need a 4-hour show. I want to
really
talk to Alan. Hopefully he'll bring his wife on, but if not, at least she can say hi to us in the comments.
Yes.
I am such a big fan of them. Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a great night.
We got to get ready. We got to get energy. So next Tuesday.
I know. I need to sleep before then. I don't know. I mean, when I sit too long, I start yawning a little bit, and I don't want to be doing that. And I just,
No.
We're going to get there. My God. Chris, thanks so much for spending time with me again this week. Thanks for being on this road to MHC. I think it's going to be amazing. And I think that, I don't know, I think we need to get our sleep now, because I think we're just going to be like 24 hours of fun for like 4 straight days. Like, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be great.
This is the place to be at. Don't miss it.
Yes. Well, thank you guys all so much. Patrick, again, that's going to be Jen at haashow.com. That is where you are sending your email to, and just say, hey, Jen, Nicole and Chris gave me some pretty awesome tickets. It's going to be great. So, guys, thanks again for joining us. Thank you for tuning in every single week. Make sure you have subscribed to that channel, and we'll be in touch with more winners from tonight's show. Thanks again, guys.